Hi, this is Karen from Solo PR Pro, and today we're talking about ending client relationships. Hi, Solos. Today I want to talk about something that is a pretty difficult part about being in business for yourself, but it's a reality, and that's saying goodbye to clients. Sometimes a client is going to end your services. In fact, it's going to happen again and again and again. So, some of the common reasons that your services may end with clients are it could be a change in the company's direction. There could be a change in the people that you work with. And when somebody new is in charge, they may already have a relationship with an agency. It could be due to financial reasons. It could be due to just the relationship sort of runs its course. You're not going to necessarily hold on to every single client for 10 years. Many solo PR pros do have very long-term relationships with clients that extend way beyond the average. Most people will tell you to plan on a 2 to 3 year run with a client when you're doing public relations, but many of our solos have clients that have been with them for years, 10, 15 years and counting. So that's not always true either. Sometimes it will depend on the industry and the type of work that you do as to the longevity of the contract. But it's really important not to internalize a client loss as a failure of something that you did. This doesn't mean that you can't ever get into situations where you make a mistake or you fail to meet the client's expectations. And so it's really important when contracts end to do a debrief for yourself to understand, is there something that I could have done differently? Did I miss signs? You'll find that even when the client ends the contract, that you knew that it was coming to an end. There were signs that you just didn't want to listen to. So you sort of push past them or try to work on things that you thought were an issue or try to get greater results. But the signs are always there, and usually we do know. We don't always want to acknowledge it, but we do know. And so, debrief and see, okay, make a note, actually jot it down so that you can be prepared in the future to be alerted for any red flags or any signs. If there's something that feels like it's shifted in the relationship, doesn't mean that you can't fix it. Sometimes we have clients in jeopardy. I've been there too. Sometimes I've been able to turn it around. Sometimes I have not. It's life and it happens, and all you can do is do your best. And if the relationship comes to an end, try to make it come to a mutually agreeable end and leave conducting yourself with the same professionalism and delivering excellence right up until the very last day. And again, learn from the situation because it is going to happen. Client relationships are definitely going to end. With your clients, you always want to seek to not just do the work, but check in with them consistently to make sure that nothing has changed. Make sure not only that you're meeting the expectations that have been set out, but don't be afraid to dig a little bit deeper, to ask clients and ask your contacts, how things are going with them, and if there's anything else that you could do to support them in what they want to achieve in the next month, quarter, half year or year. So you want to consistently kind of do a pulse check and make sure that you guys remain aligned and that if there are any issues or problems, you can address them right away and remediate them. The second one, believe it or not, turns out to be a lot harder for solo PR pros, and that's letting go of a client. But it is a skill set that you definitely want to learn. Sometimes a client is not a great fit for you. It can be a really toxic relationship that will drain you and is actually not great for you or the client. And it's better to just cut your losses and move on. Learning to say goodbye to a client will serve you well. Again, sometimes we have the flags there and we know that we should end the relationship, but we hold on to it out of pride because we want to win. You know, solo PR pros are definitely very driven and very results oriented and very resilient. And so our pride can sometimes get in the way, and we want to hold on. We want to fix it. We want to turn things around, even when it's a relationship that's not great for us. But if you keep holding on to something that's not worth holding on to, eventually it's going to end. And you know what? It's a little bit worse when you know that you should have ended a client relationship and then months down the road, they end it because you are now not in control. You allowed it to happen on their timeline and their time frame. And as a solo business owner, you always want to be in control of your income as much as possible. That's why it's so very important to do consistent business development and make sure that you always have clients in the pipeline so that you always have choices and you never feel like you're stuck in relationships that are not working for you. When it's time to say goodbye to a client, for whatever reason, it could be that, again, the relationship has run its course. You may feel that you have taken the client as far as you can, or, it just, again, may not be a good fit. You always want to check your contract and check the terms of termination and be sure to follow it to the letter. Do exactly what your contract says to do. If it's a 30-day notice, you want to give a 30-day notice and you want to give it in writing. But before you give it in writing, add the personal touch. Have a conversation. If you're in the same town, set up a meeting to discuss transitioning. You don't always even have to give a detailed reason. Sometimes you could simply say, I believe that I've taken this as far as I can, and I want to continue to see your business move forward. So I believe that another professional would be better served to help you and to take you to that next level. Or maybe you're taking your business in a different direction. That's a great way to let a client down easy. Even if the client has been very toxic and it's really been a difficult account, you always want to take the high road and leave with a great reputation intact and your integrity intact. You don't have to say everything's on your mind. Don't do that. Resist the urge and simply cut the ties per the contractual agreement with a personal touch and a smile on your face and your head held high, and then continue to work as though the relationship is going to continue up until the very last day of your contract. It'll always serve you well to always take the high road and be professional, even when everything in you is screaming to put a jerk in their place. And there are occasionally some people that can be jerks and be really abusive and take advantage or not realize your value. But you don't want to stoop to their level because you never know where people from that account may land. And you also don't ever want to do anything to sully your own reputation. As a solo business owner, your reputation means everything. But you also, for that same reason, don't want to hold on to bad accounts because you fear being bad-mouthed. It's better to find a way to really end it in a professional manner on a great note instead of letting things go on and potentially get worse. So, you're going to run into both of these situations many times over the course of your solo career, but it's okay. You'll be equipped to handle it even by just doing a little thinking about it and preparing yourself and going into your solo career understanding, hey, it's all part of being in business. Your clients are not going to stick around for forever. You're not always going to have the same roster, and that's really okay. Doesn't mean that you are a bad professional, but it also means always do business development so that you always have a choice. Make sure that you always have a written agreement that includes and outlines a termination clause so that you have something that you both can, give written notice and bow out of a contract, and make sure to hold your client to the financial terms of termination as well, and don't get stiffed for payment because that can happen too. Preparation is everything, and this is just one more part of being in business, but don't let it give you anxiety. You don't have to be afraid of it. Again, it's just one more thing, and if you need support, you can always contact Solo PR Pro. You can email myself or a member of my team, and we're always happy to help you. We're available for consultations and always want to support solo business owners to have the very best business that they choose. And of course, if you want ongoing support, Solo PR Pro does have a membership option that's really affordable and offers resources and templates and tips and a supportive community that's available 24/7. Have a great day and build a great business.